So good morning everyone to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. So today we are making ice cream, and I have to tell you, it is so nice. You're all going to go run into the shop. So I do hope you've got the flavoured icing sugar in, because the only other ingredient you need is condensed milk and double cream. And let me tell you now, you'll stop baking cakes. I am absolutely in love with this. So I'll tell you a funny story in a minute, just so that you know. But let's just tell you what we're going to do first, and let's do some introductions. So for all the newbies out there, I'm McFarland from Sugar and Crumbs. I'm not a professional baker, I'm a hobby baker, I'm not a newbie, and I'm a hobby baker doing it my way. I don't always do it the professional way, mainly because I can't remember, and the problem is when you get to my age, you have habits and you do things your own way. So I'm very much about here in the kitchen showing you guys how to do it quick and easy. So for you professionals out there who are probably going to start, oh my God, here she goes again, it works. So whatever I make, it works, it tastes good, and that's all that really matters. You know what, if it doesn't look perfect, who really cares? It's about you enjoying playing in the kitchen, playing by yourself in the kitchen, playing with your grandchildren, husband, dog, whatever. It's about you being in your own kitchen, and that's what Sugar and Crumbs is about. We are in our own kitchen. It's a private kitchen. We don't sell anything from this kitchen, and nothing from here goes to the general public. Everything we make in the kitchen goes to either Maria, mainly, then my doggy walker, Michael, who's next on the list, and if Laura and the office are lucky, if Maria hasn't scoffed it all, Laura and the warehouse get it. So that's where it all goes. I try not to eat it. I usually have a nibble here on the day, and then I get it right out of here. The funny thing is, my electrician messaged me last night, and he's been working at the warehouse on Monday, and he's due back tomorrow, and he went, "Carol, are you making ice cream?" And I went, "Yeah." And he said, "Right, if you definitely want me back tomorrow, you best save me some. I've just seen him making it." So he's turning up after 1 o'clock for a big glug of ice cream. And my God, he's going to love it. He's going to make sure his wife makes some, because it's absolutely delicious. So we've got a few things going on, so that I thought it was going to be a difficult recipe. It's just so easy. So we've decided to make red velvet ice cream sandwiches, which we've never made before, and so we're going to make those. So a bit of a funny thing last night, my week this week has been a complete nightmare, and I'll get onto that later. So last night I've come in from looking after the grandchildren after my nightmare day yesterday, and I'm on the computer till midnight, and John's saying to me, "You're going to go and make that ice cream, you're going to make it?" I'm going, yeah. And I'm thinking, right, if I set my alarm for 6 o'clock, I'll jump up at 6 o'clock, have a shower, go and make the ice cream, come back, set up the kitchen today with Maria, and we'll be ready. So in the meantime, I've been having a conversation with one of our customers. Hello, Tina. So I was having a conversation with her a couple of hours before, and then we ended up having a conversation. We had a proper phone conversation, and then we ended up having a conversation on Facebook, and I said, "Oh, I'm just getting into bed, I'm absolutely exhausted, need to be up early." And then I thought, as you all know, I tend to wing these recipes. I've never usually done them before. So I thought, you know what, I think I best have a read of the recipe. So I'm reading through the recipe. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. Oh God, it's got to go in the freezer for 8 hours. I nearly passed out. I'm hyperventilating in bed. The house is locked up. I've got to get out of bed. I've got to run downstairs. And I do practice in my other kitchen. I've got to undo the house, and I've got to go in there. I was just like, well, can I wing it with this ice cream freezing 2 hours? No, best get out of bed, Carol. So I've got out of bed, made the ice cream, crawled back into bed. So we should be okay for today. The one thing I will tell you is it was easy and it tastes fantastic. So I'll stop rabbiting for a bit, because I can talk for fun, and I'm going to let Laura and Maria get started. Anybody who doesn't know Maria is the lady who comes round and makes all the little videos, so you will see her poking in the way with a little camera. She makes the 1-minute videos, and Laura's in the kitchen. So hello, Laura and Maria.
Hi.
Was that loud enough?
Yeah.
Hi. So do you want to shout out who's here, Laura?
So we've got the feed going on 2 different pages at the moment. So our normal Facebook page and the community group as well. So we've got Lindsay McIver, Sandra Ralston, Tina Pine, Sue Pickup, Tiffany Noy, Leslie Clement, Geraldine Kisby, Paula Finn, Lynn Burgess, so there's lots of familiar names.
So lots of regular names there. And who have we got in the group? We've got any newbies?
We've got, yes, I don't know if we've got any newbies at the moment.
If you're new, don't be shy. Just shout out. I know we can't shout out all your names. We'd be here for 2 hours doing it. But, you know, if you're new, shout out your name. Tell us where you are. And every now and again, Laura will give a shout out.
And Ella's watching us again this
Oh,
morning.
my Ella.
Yeah.
Hello, Ella. So my Ella is my granddaughter Ella. You've met her before. She's over in Aussie land. She can only watch Thursdays because it's just before she goes to bed, so she gets a chance to watch us. On a Monday night, she's fast asleep. So hello, Ella.
That's it. So we've
Yeah.
got lots of people saying hi and hello. Good
Good.
morning. It's
That's
moving
what
very
we're on.
quick.
Right, so for those guys who don't want to read the comments, okay, so you've got your phone or your smart pad, okay, if you've got it landscape, you'll see that the comments are going over, you know, what you're filming. Turn it portrait, and then that way you get the film at the top and then the comments underneath. If you don't want the comments, I always get it wrong. It's either swipe to the left or swipe to the right, okay? So whichever way options you want to do, that's what we're going with. So first of all, we've had to make the cookie dough. We're going to make that again now, okay? So I'm going to make that first for you. So the cookie dough, do you want to just pass it to me out the freezer, fridge, Maria? So I've made one batch. I just want to show you what it is because I want to get it in the oven, because in the time we're here, it's got to cool as well. So I need to get them in the oven. So I'll just quickly show you what we've made. And then we're going to make it again. So we're making red velvet. See, it's got a bit of cream. Got 2 trays. And as you can see, they're rustic. No, they're not perfect circles, but they will do. So we've got 2 trays of these going in the oven, and these are basically, the dough has been in the fridge for 30 minutes. These have then been rolled out, cut, they've been in the fridge for 15 minutes, and now we're going to pop them in the oven, yeah, for about 8 to 12 minutes. So open the oven. Thank you. I just need to show you how to make those. So what we're going to do is make the biscuit, and let's get everything weighed out. Now this isn't my recipe. What happens here in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen, we adapt recipes to suit our flavoured icing sugars. So you'll see that I've got a bowl here, and this is a Martha Stewart's recipe, and obviously it came all in American weights, and we've converted it to grams. So it's a bit of one. So first of all, we need to put in the dry ingredients, and the dry ingredients is, let's just get them weighed out. So I don't know if you can see both on there, Laura?
Yeah.
So the dry ingredients first is that we want 200 grams of all-purpose flour, which is plain flour. So I made a mistake a few weeks ago. I said all-purpose flour was self-raising, but it's not. It's actually plain. Just make sure I'm on grams. So this one's going in the bowl, the dry ingredients, that's one. And then we want to put in the cocoa powder, and we're going to use chocolate cherry cocoa powder. Now we only need a very small amount. Now I did have a conversation with a lady the other day, and she said, Carol, I have been buying your flavoured icing sugars for a year now, and I absolutely love them. They're to die for, but I have to tell you, I used the chocolate orange, and it was disgusting. So a little smile hits my face. So she goes, it was disgusting. It was the worst thing I've ever tasted. I'm so disappointed. I wasted the butter. I wasted the chocolate sugar, the chocolate orange, and there was nothing I could do to make it sweet. So I wrote back and I said, I know exactly why. You've added a full packet of cocoa powder to a slab of butter. So please note, if you buy anything in a brown bag, it is cocoa powder, or if you want the chocolate icing sugar, you need to check that you are buying one of the flavoured icing sugars. So it does say in the write-up, it says chocolate orange, which is what she bought, or in this case chocolate orange, chocolate lime, chocolate coconut, chocolate chili, whichever one we do. And then it has a little line and it says cocoa powder, and then it tells you the weight, 250 grams. Everything else will always say icing sugar. So we put it in the title, it's very clear. It's very clear on the bag what it is. Natural flavoured cocoa powder. So anyhow, she apologised profusely. She got the bag out, she said, Carol, you're absolutely right, I am so sorry. But that mistake happens a lot and it's an expensive mistake. So if you're buying anything, always make sure you're reading whether you're putting chocolate powder, cocoa powder or icing sugar. But it does tell you on the back of the bag of the cocoa powders how to make buttercream. And from this bag, all you need is 500 grams of butter, 30 grams of cocoa powder, okay? Sorry, 250 grams of butter, 30 grams of cocoa powder and 500 grams of plain icing sugar, yeah? But if you put the whole bag in, you're not gonna save it, not at all, you've just wasted the whole lot. So, cocoa powder, 15 grams in the bowl. And then we need some baking soda, not baking soda, baking powder. So where's my little didgeridoo on there? So has anybody done that before? Put a whole packet of cocoa powder in? We had a guy from Liverpool a couple of years do it. He rang John, he went, John, he said, your stuff's gorgeous, but this is awful. And he used a very nice word that we like when we're stressed. And John had to laugh, and then John said, I know exactly what you've done. You've put in, let me just see what we're doing now. Grams. So I'll just put that on the bowl in a minute. Sorry, Maria. So sorry, I'm just for that, because I was talking, I didn't have it on the second. So we've got 15 grams of baking powder. Sorry, 5 grams of baking powder, well done. 15 grams of cocoa powder. I was just checking that Maria was paying attention. So well done. So just for the A's, you know it all goes wrong in this kitchen. So 5 grams of baking powder. Well done, Maria. That's you keeping your job for another week, isn't it? Right? So, and then what you're going to do is you're just going to mix that into the bowl, just with your spoon. Just mix that in, very simply. We'll put that to one side, and then we need an egg. So we need an egg. I'm going to put that in there. Just put your egg, get that ready. Just get everything nice and ready. Doesn't have to be well beaten. And then we need the butter. So for the butter we need 85 grams of butter, and this is room temperature butter. Okay, so I've already used some already. So we want 85 grams. Let me clear my scales. Yeah. Any comments, Laura?
No, just lots of good mornings, people chatting, saying mornings to each other.
I tell you, it feels like we're on our holidays here in the UK at the moment. The weather is amazing, isn't it? It's not great for baking. I know lots of you are having problems with your buttercream and your sugar paste. This is why I'm so glad I'm not a professional. So glad I do not have to make a cake for anybody. What I can do is at home. So anybody in our house now will only be getting ice cream forever. So that's how good it is. But the weather's been fantastic, and we really shouldn't moan about it, should we? But we're typical Brits. It's either always raining and we're miserable, and then when we get the hot sunshine, none of us can cope, we're too hot. So it seems that we can only cope when we're on holiday and got no clothes on, we're side of the beach in a bikini, isn't it? So that's the way we are. So 150 grams of caster sugar. So I'm just checking that. Yeah, 150 grams of caster sugar. And then the other thing that we need is we need a pinch of salt in our dry ingredients as well. So I'm just going to put a little bit in my hand and get a pinch. Yeah. Put that there, over to the right, and a good look. Yeah. So sugar is going in with the butter. Put that on. And let's get this on and give this a good mix a minute.
And just a quick question, is it unsalted butter?
Unsalted butter, yep, absolutely. So I'm just going to give this a mix. It's going to get a bit noisy in the kitchen. So while that's doing, I'm just going to get some cling film, roll this out ready. In fact, no, I'm not. Rinse it out first. Pour the egg in. It says mix for 2 to 3 minutes, but I think it might be a shortcut because I don't think you can stand 2 to 3 minutes of it. So I'll just tell you about my day a bit yesterday, for my last few days. So we had some horrendous news on Tuesday morning. In the middle of the night, my new baby granddaughter choked on her milk and ended up having to have the emergency services out. So that was quite traumatic for my son and his wife. And obviously once I became aware on Tuesday morning, and the whole family did, we were all traumatised and things in A&E. Thankfully, she's all right. So she does have resuscitation, but she's well, she's fine, and she's just gulped too much. And basically hasn't, as she was feeding, she's gulped, and then we've not been able to get the wind out of her. She's just, anyhow. But the good thing is, she's safe, she's fine. So that was a very stressful Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, it was on Thursday, no, that was Monday night, sorry, Tuesday morning. And on Tuesday night, my daughter Laura, who you all see here on the plane did emergency stop. I won't tell you which airline it was, but it was a budget airline. Did an emergency stop on the runway, and Laura was just putting her phone in her bag. She had a seatbelt on, she had Harrison, he was protected, and basically she smashed her head into the seat in front, got concussion, whiplash, knocked out. So that she was in A&E. They were going to divert the flight because they did emergency stop and then got going again. And my friend who is on the same flight as well, she's a nurse, so she ended up having to look after several people at the back of the flight, and and then those people were allowed off, but Laura had to go direct from the plane in an ambulance to the hospital. So I was woken up in the early hours of the morning then to look after the grandchildren. So that was my day yesterday. So Laura spent the day in the hospital yesterday, and she's home. She was home last night. She's well. So my son had to go and get the grandchildren. We had to help look after them. So our day was a nightmare yesterday. Anyway, I finally get home 9 o'clock last night. I'm on the computer, putting all my things on the computer. I talked to a couple of customers on the phone, and then I think, right, you know what, I'm going to go to bed, make the ice cream in the morning. And that's when I realised I need to come back out of bed and go and make the ice cream because it needs 8 hours in the fridge. So traumatic few days, but fingers crossed, everything is going to be well, everybody's going to be well, and we're back to normal, and I'm here still smiling. Can't let you guys down. So we've creamed the butter and the sugar together, okay? I've thrown the egg in, and that's all combined, and we're going to throw in a big dollop of red food colouring, okay? Now the food colouring that I'm using, a choice today, there's 2 that I would use. I'm going to use the Vivid Red from the Fractal range. Now this is suitable for all diets, and this is why I've chose to use this one today, because it's suitable for vegetarians, vegans. If you're on a halal diet, this is great, okay? So this is suitable for all diets. We do use another colour as well, which is from the Colour Splash range, called Christmas Red. So whichever one you've got, but if you have got a dietary thing that you need to follow, then I would suggest that you buy this one. So we're going to put a good squeeze of this in. Yeah, so you do need a good squeeze. And then we're going to mix this in. So we make it a really nice, vibrant red. So this is just the caster sugar and the butter just being mixed in. Yeah, so it's a lovely, vibrant red, because we're making red velvet cookies. Yeah. I think I've got everything in there. Yeah, so I don't want another day like the last few days have been, onwards and upwards. And in amongst all that, Maria and I and Laura have been working in the warehouse, changing it around, restacking stuff. We've been in work early. I'm on the late shift tomorrow because we finally got a new office for our postage lads who do all the postage and all the warehouse. So tomorrow I'm in there moving the office round. Got to get a decorator in, so it's going to be a few more crazy days for me. So there we go. So we put the dry ingredients in, okay, and it looks very dry, that, so don't worry. We're just going to stir it in. It'll all come together, don't panic. We're just going to stir it in because I don't want to put it straight in the mixer now because we'll have a big cloud. So let's get it all chopped into the mix. You all okay? Any questions, Laura?
Oh, can we just recap what red it is, please? So it's a vivid red from the Fractal range.
Yeah. So if you are on a dietary, need a dietary requirement, which you need to have a red colour for vegetarians and vegans, I recommend this one. It's a beautiful red. You can use it in your cake mix, you can use it in the cookie dough, which we're going to use. You can use it in your buttercream, and it's suitable for all diets, okay? So it's also suitable for halal diet as well. So that's a great one to use. Otherwise, if you don't need to follow those dietary requirements, then you can use your Colour Splash Christmas Red, which again is great. So we're over here, back to the mixer. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to put this on low, just while it incorporates a moment. I'm just going to get rid of all of the dirty pots while that does that. Move that out of the way, move that away, put that a dishcloth. So if you're following today, do like and share the page. Don't forget, share it with all your friends. Remember what time we put the cookies in? So just clean the board a moment because I need this board now. Always make sure you've got a cloth for your own baking, okay? I call it a dishcloth, but it needs to be your own baking dishcloth, not your general dishcloth that you use every day for everything. Just make sure you've always got one that's just for you, for your baking, so it always stays nice and clean. Right, okay, how's our dough doing? So, you over here, Laura? I'm just going to give it another little blast. You see that nice dark red colour? You see that yet? Yeah. Right, do you want to turn that tap off? Pull that off. Then we need some flour. From here, let me just move those scales out of the way. You can see what we're doing. Keep the butter out of the way. That butter could go in the fridge now, Laura. So we're just going to put some flour on there. So you don't need to weigh this, just put that on. Okay. And then we are going to just get our dough out. So you'll see that we're going to have to scrape the dough down. Nice ball. Are we in the centre there, Laura? Yep. Good. Making sure nobody misses anything. Just going to make sure I get the rest of the dough off. So can you see that nice red colour? I mean, you're not going to get it bright red, but you can see you've got that there.
Someone just asked if there was a black included in the Fractal range, and there is a black gel.
Yeah, there is. There's a black gel and a black powder. You know, the Fractal range colours are amazing. They are really very good. So, you know, you should give them a go. And, you know, I'm not going to go away from the Colour Splash range. You know, I'm a big fan of that, as you all know. But, you know, sometimes you do need to bring another product in. And I have been really impressed by the colours. They really are vivid. So we've got the flour there. So that's moulded in. Hands. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to put this into some cling film, and it's going to go in the fridge. Now it does say go in the fridge for 30 minutes. So we're just going to pop it in the fridge. Don't know whether you can see there. All I'm doing is just popping it in the cling film. Sorry, I'm just trying to move away from the flour. Sorry, Maria. So all we're going to do is wrap it up, flatten it down, wrap it up like that. And then I'm just going to pop that in the fridge. So just give me a minute while I get rid of all the rubbish, and I'll pop that in the fridge. And then I'll come back to you. So we'll come back to this later. Yeah. In the fridge. In the wash. Just clean the board. Anybody asking any questions?
Rob Allen just said, do you have a preference between the fractal and the colour splash?
I don't, Rob, to be fair. If I'm honest, I'm really impressed with both colours. But you know, the reason I brought this range in is that I get a lot of people that follow a halal diet, and a lot of people are vegetarians and vegans. Now, quite a lot of the colour splash range is suitable for vegetarians and vegans, but not all of them. And I don't know them all off by heart. And to be fair, it's the same, you know, the ingredients are on the website, but it means somebody has to go through 29 colours and to check each of the 29 colours, which is suitable. So I just saw, well, this company approached me and said, look, you know, are you interested? And that's what it is. Are you interested in a colour range, you know, that's suitable for vegetarians, vegans, halal diet? So I said, yeah, let's give it a go. And you know what, I'll give them a go. And are we back over here, Laura? So I'll give them a go. They do a fantastic dust range. They're absolutely beautiful. The gels I'm really impressed with. They're very vivid. There's people who've been on my Nifty Nozzles class who will be probably watching today. They've used them themselves. They've seen how beautiful and vibrant the colours are. And they also do airbrush. Yeah. Now we've only got the metallic airbrush colours in. They are expensive, but they are metallic and they're absolutely stunning. And the nicest things that we've got in is the pens. They do a pen set, so you can get them in different colours, and we've actually done a set of 12 pens as well, discounted. But they're a really, really fine tip. So if you want to write onto your sugar paste direct, these are lovely. So it's not that big thick tip, it's a really fine tip, so it's really nice to write with. So they're definitely well worth having a look at. So for that range, you need to go onto our website, which is www.sugarandcrumbs. Drop down to brands, and it's Fractal. Okay, now you can either go into Fractal and it shows you everything, or you can go into the little side menu of Fractal and you've got pens, gels, dust and airbrush colours as well. Or you can just go to edible colours, and if you want to go to edible colours, which is in the shop, go there and then you get everything. And in there we sell Colour Splash, we sell Pro Gel, and we sell the Fractal. So all the colour range that we do is there. Yeah, and for those people who want Colour Splash, saying you go to brands and you look up Colour Splash, and if you want Pro Gel, you look at Pro Gel. So are these burning? Are you two getting anxious?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you want to bring that wrap round? Right, okay, how are these doing?
These three?
Oh, these are doing nice. How long do you think they've been in? Does anybody know how long they've been in? Oh man, I bought a timer and I forget to bring one. Forget to bring the timer in. Somebody said to me, why don't you get a timer, Carol? So about 3 months ago, I bought a lovely pink timer. It's still in the box on my desk. So, can I have a pink spatula, please, just while I test those biscuits?
So Julie, Shelley, how do I get the recipe? So we have a separate recipe website, which is Sugar and Crumbs Mixing It Up. And as Carol said, we adapt other recipes to include the flavoured icing sugars and the cocoa powders. And there is normally a print-friendly version as well that you can print out and refer back to. So that will be uploaded onto there.
Yeah, we do have a recipe website. It's on the back of every bag of icing sugar or cocoa powder. So if you can't remember what we've said, just go to the back of the bag. And I think on the cocoa powders, it is there, that little pink banner. On these bags, on your normal bags, pink banner, it tells you. And it's www.sugarandcrumbsmixingitup.com. sugarandcrumbs.com. But like I say, if you forget, it's on the back of there. And then the recipe, all the recipes that we've done are there. There is the odd mistake, typo, you know, we're human. So, and you've got to remember, we're a small company. It's Maria, Laura here, Laura, my daughter, myself, that put all those types of things on the website. And anybody who ever gets a text message off me will realise I can't spell. So, now and again you will find a typo, but if you do find one, just message us and it alerts us to correct the recipe. And sometimes we've told you there's something in the ingredients, but we may not have included it in the method. You know, it's not on all the recipes, but occasionally you might come up with something, but you know, feel free to message us and we would totally appreciate so that we can correct that, okay? Because when we proofread it as well, when you proofread, you just think you've done it right. So you read it and go, yeah, that's right. And so let's get the biscuits out. I think they've been in long enough.
Yeah, definitely more than 10 minutes. So I've got Tiffany Noy, what's the shelf life of the icing sugars and cocoa powders?
Right, I'll say about that in a second. So don't worry about how long the biscuits are in for. If you want a soft biscuit, 8 minutes, okay? And if you want a very hard biscuit, you can leave them in 10 to 15, so we don't need to worry. So we've got our biscuits, so we can see that they're done. Over here. So we can see that they're done.
Yeah.
We're just going to flip them over. So there's our...
Come down a little bit, please.
Yep.
Perfect.
So you can see that they're done. So how long do we think that they were in?
I'd say more 15. It's around 11:33 now.
Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a bit of jigging around because I need to take them, I need to cool these because I need them today because I didn't make any before. And if I leave them on top of the baking pan, then they're going to take longer to cool. So I'm just going to take this silicone mat off and stick that on there. That's got rid of one. Now these silicone mats, you know those trays that you have in the oven, the big grill oven, you know, you can just put these straight on top of that. You don't have to have a baking mat. So we're just going to lift this one over to here now. So I'm just going to lift this one over to here, put this on. So anybody who watches me in the kitchen, it is a live demonstration. Things do wrong, I do get my words muddled up. We do make mistakes, but you know what the fun is about being a live kitchen? You can relate to it because it's what happens in your kitchen. You're thinking, oh Lord, right, you know what, she did that. So I've done that as well. So we're just going to stick this on here, lift this up onto here, take this out, and then these will cool a lot quicker. So hopefully they'll be cooled in time for what we need them for. So can I pass you those just put over there on that window over there, please? We'll just get these out of the way. The trays are back in stock, by the way, so anybody who wants the trays, these are cooling racks. I think they're about $10.99 for free, and they're great for cooling your cakes on, your biscuits on, you know, space savers because they're all going on top of each other, so they're fab. You may not get them on top, Maria, because I've left that silicone on. So I think Maria's trying to fit them on top and I've got a silicone mat on, so I'll just separate those 1 minute. Right, okay, let's go. Oh, you've done it, good girl.
So someone's also asked about the mats, the silicone mats. So they're on the website, and they're under the Bako Glide range, and there's a couple of different options. The plain one that Carol's used today is $10.99, and then there's a couple of different options for meringues, and we've also got a new one, which is for choux pastry.
Yeah, we do 5 or 6 of the mats. I'll quickly show them here because I have them here. So we do the big macaron mat that holds 15 big macarons. We've got the smaller one, which is this one. I'll just put this in. These are great, these are. But do remember to take them off the tray, not off the, this is the choux pastry one, this one, okay? So you've got the choux pastry one. And all you do, you go to our website, and if you go to brands, I think Laura's just told you, it's Bako Glide, isn't it, Laura? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
So just quickly show you these, 1 second. And then this is the big macaron mat. And you can use them for meringues as well. You know, it says on here, macarons, meringues, biscuits, pastries. You know, you don't have to just use them. And even if you've got just one, just use this one for your cookies. You know, you don't have to buy one of every one. They do change colour. In fact, this was the white one, so they do. Oh, this is it, right? Okay, so I was going to have these made. This is my sample. So the ones that we sell are for Bako Glide, and then I was going to have these made with our name on, and I could have it in black or pink writing. So, but I've got to be honest, the amount I've got to buy, I can't afford it. So I can't justify having that amount just to have my name on the side. But that's how much I believe in this product. But I have to order hundreds and hundreds of just that particular one, this particular one, and it would take me years to sell that many, unless you lot go completely crazy and go, yeah. So, you know, if 200 of you say, yes, I want one, you know what, I'll order 200, but I'd have to order a minimum, I think it's 200 or 500 of each one. And then this is for the small macarons, meringues or biscuits. So this one's a good one for your meringue kisses. So if you're doing your meringue kisses, it's smaller, you've got your, you can do your smaller macarons on there, so they're great. And then we've got this massive big sheet here, which we do in 2 sizes. This is the extra large one, and this will roll out a cake for you up to 20, what's the biggest cake it's going to do on here? It is going to roll out enough sugar paste for a 12-inch cake. Okay, so if you roll all your sugar paste full there, that will do you a 12-inch cake, including your sides. So it's great. It's got your measurements on. It's got other measurements here on the side. It's got your metric table. It's got some top tips. So yeah, very, very useful. So just let me move all this lot out of the way, and then we'll get on making our ice cream. Just going to show you what I made last night in the early hours of the morning. Now girls, and if there's any guys watching, this is worth getting divorced for, seriously. And Laura and Maria in the kitchen this morning, they tried this stuff. It's just so good. You know what, you won't want to eat cake again, you don't need a fella in your life again, it's just so good. Can't believe how good it is. So I made 3 flavours last night. Got ice in it there. I didn't have 2 more, I didn't have another one of these, so I had to divide this one. This is what we're going to make. So we made raspberry ripple, which I gave it a quick swirl. You can put less in. I think I went a bit heavy-handed, so on the next batch I'm going to make in front of you guys in a minute. And we can see all that on the camera, Laura?
Yeah.
So this is raspberry ripple flavour. I think personally I put a little bit too much colouring in, so when we make some today I'll put a little bit less in. This is velvet vanilla flavour. This is to die for. This tastes like Cornish ice cream. And this has been in the freezer. Look how spreadable that is, look. That is lovely. We're going to play with that in a minute, okay? And then this is the chocolate milkshake one. And oh lordy, my goodness, it is gorgeous. So it doesn't matter what flavoured ice cream you've got.
We might just have a slight connection issue with the community group. So just bear with us.
We've lost the community
We've
group.
lost the community feed.
Hold on, I'll just keep talking
We're
to you
aware,
guys.
don't worry.
So if you're on the community group, flick over to the page. So,
just see if we're back on.
hope it doesn't take
We
too
are
long.
back on, but what you may have to do is close your Facebook app and relaunch it.
Yeah, you just might need to refresh and we come back up again. We never know whether it's actually gone off, because sometimes we think that we've gone off and it's actually restarted again. So have we started again? No. So Maria's just going to disconnect the community group, okay? So don't panic. And then for you on the page, just hold on, and we're just going to reboot the community page again, yeah? Will that affect the main page now that we're running 2 systems?
It looks like the main page is absolutely fine.
You guys on the main page, you still with us? got hand signals from Maria at the background here, our technical girl. Anyhow, tastes amazing. So, Maria, what are we going to make? We're going to have to make a decision because I can't leave this ice cream leaving out for a long time. Are we reconnecting?
Well, I'm trying to.
You're trying to. So, anybody on the page, do you want to ask some questions while Maria's just trying to sort this out?
We did just have a question. Someone said they were watching the Facebook Live the other day and you put something on the board to stop things from sticking.
Ah!
Was it petal paste or was it Trex?
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Sorry, I
sorry,
think
I
a
thought
product. No.
Right, it was petal paste, okay, and it's fabulous. It works the same as Trex, so for those of you who want to have Trex, but I really like the petal paste. I mean, the thing is, when you buy Trex in the supermarket, it's a big tub, 250 grams. If you're not going to use it, and then it's in there for ages, where the petal paste comes in a nice little tub, take it off, and it, you know, it lasts quite a while. And I only put a tiny bit on my hand, rubbed it in my hand, rubbed it on the board, and you know, you saw how often in that demo that I needed to do that. I think I only needed to do it twice, possibly 3 times. That's how good it spreads. It really does spread. You know, if you watch your husband and he puts gel in his hair, you know, they get that wax, that Dax wax, and they need just a tiny bit. Well, that's how you work the petal paste as well. So it's petal base, not paste, sorry, base.
So I think we've had quite a few people jump over to the main Facebook page and that is still working absolutely fine.
Right.
We're still trying to get back on the community group, but if you can still hear us, maybe an idea to jump over to the Facebook page.
Right, yeah, so if you're on the group, we're not sure whether we're still live on the group or not. Maria's frantically sorting that out, but if you're on the group, try and jump over to the page instead, which is www.sugarandcrumbs with nifty nozzles. So hopefully that you can do that. I'm holding back because I need Maria to film this, so she's trying to get us live, and at the same time I needed to do this. So I think I might put the ice cream back in the fridge a moment, freezer. Oh, and to add to my nightmare of a week, my freezer froze solid. I think I put defrosted, it didn't defrost. Basically, I think it started to defrost, and then and then somehow it's managed to freeze up again, and I had a 1-inch glass. So on Monday night when I finished the live, on Monday afternoon I'd been baking 5 dome cakes, and I needed to put them in the freezer, open the freezer, but oh Lord, it was 1 inch thick. So in our joy on Tuesday morning, as the world started to fall apart on us, there's Maria, we spent 2 hours chopping ice out of the freezer. It was the worst job ever. I'm sure you've all had to do that. So let me know when we're ready to go again, girls.
So the pink pads that Carol held up before are the Grippo coaster mats. So they're sold in the larger sizes, the larger squares, the rounds, and then the small coasters that Carol had as well. And they're absolutely brilliant for transporting cakes and things like that. And they really do work, they're fantastic.
Yeah, the Grippo mats, I haven't got the round ones. These pink ones are brilliant. So these come in a set of 4. I think they're $1.99, I think they are, or £2.50, I'm not sure, but you get 4 and they're all in pink. But they're lovely. So you put them on your, what have I got here? Let's put it on here. So you put them in the car to stop your cake moving. You can put cake boxes on top of each other. We use them for when we go to the cake shows. So you put that on there. Let's see what else have we got on here that I can weight down. Yeah, let's put the shell on it. And then you can't move, look. It won't move, it doesn't move. See, I've more chance of pushing this off, but it just doesn't move. It really holds it. So this pack of 4 will hold a cake. We use it here to hold the stands for our iPads and computers as well that Laura's using. And we do a round one, which is your cake one. Do you want to just pass me that round one, Laura?
Yeah.
Go a bit wobbly, it's because she's having to move the camera. I'm sorry, Maria. Sorry. So we use this round one. These come in various colours. You can put a request in for a colour, and if we've got it in, but there's black, grey, green, red, white. There's no pink left. We can't seem to get pink in these. I don't know why. We did do, but we can't seem to get them at the moment. And I think they're 99p, are they? So these are great for putting, I'm sure they're 99p, these are great for holding your cakes on. So, you know, when you've got a cake on a cake stand, so like if you've got it on there, so instead of that moving around, you could put this on and then put your cake on and be sure that no one's going to slide it off. So they're absolutely brilliant. So I'll put those in the wish list after as well. So what do you think about the wish list, those people who know about it? And those people who don't know about it, the wish list is that when we do a Facebook Live, we shout out lots of things that we're using, and then after the live, lots of people forget what it is. So if you go to our website, on the top of the page, you've got home, shop, brands, go right the way along to Facebook wish list, drop down the menu, and today we're in June's section, so it will say Carol Ice Cream, and everything that we've used today will be in that wish list, but I haven't put the Grippos in, but we'll put them in afterwards. Okay, this is new, piping gel. Piping gel is an edible glue. We do the piping gel as well, PME piping gel. This is the edible glue that brought in, so for a lot of you who want it in large volumes, maybe you're doing classes and you need to share it out between your students, so you can decanter it into smaller amounts, or if you want the large tub and then you just decanter it for your own small amount, so they're on as well. I'll put them in the wish list after as well. So Maria, are we back?
We're not back at the moment, but I have put a couple of comments on the community page, so if anyone wants to jump over to the Facebook page and join us there, if you want to keep watching.
What do we think, Maria? This is now we're going all technical, you see, trying to be into. I did say that me and Maria were hoping that we could actually stream to the page, the group, and to YouTube or Instagram. But as I say, it's still a learning experience. So have we lost the group then? Right. So if Laura now puts a post on the page to say everybody from the group come over to the page, hopefully you're all here. So give me a shout, let me know that you've moved from the group to the page so that we know we've got you. And then let's get this ice cream rocking and rolling, yeah? So you need a mixing bowl, okay, again, but this time you need a whisk. And this is so easy, this recipe. So we are going to make the ice cream, absolutely delicious. And we'll make all 3 batches because I know these 2 are going to want to take that home, and I've got my electrician coming afterwards as well. So let me get the cream out because you're going to see how quickly it's going to be. So we're using double cream. Now you can use whipping cream or double cream, it really doesn't matter. I know some of you were talking about the recipe on the back of the summer bags. The recipe on the back of the summer bags is a bit of a shortened version, and some of you were having a chat, well, what is it, whipping cream or double cream? You know, whipping cream, it's just already very thick and you just need to plop it in the bowl and add your condensed milk. The double cream, you just need to thicken up a little bit. So we're going to use double cream, large container. As it happens, it comes with the full 600 mils. So we're going to put 600 mils. Are you okay on the camera there, Laura? Yeah. So we're going to put 600 mils of double cream straight into the bowl. And because we like ice cream, we want every drop. Laura's on that camera. Sorry, if I move the camera out of the way. I moved the mixer. Are we on there?
Lightly.
You need me on?
Yeah.
Well done. Sorry. So if you just all got a bit jerky,
No,
Marie, it was my fault. I moved the mixer out of the way, so Maria's just, so if you just all had a little bit of a wobble. Sometimes it's like being on a fairground ride when you're in this kitchen, looking through the camera. You suddenly have a little wobble. So there's the cream, and then we need 200 mils of sweetened condensed milk. So we're going to do 200 mils. Now there's just short of 400 mils in here. So I'm just going to pour half in. There's 397 grams actually, so we need 200 grams. So I'm just going to pour half in because I've just realised I've left my little measuring jug. So we're just going to pour half in. Yeah, so half of that's just gone in. And then we're going to get our flavoured icing sugar. So I'm going to quickly make raspberry ripple for you because it's exactly the same way as making the, we're going to make two, we'll make the white one and the chocolate one so that you can see. So we'll make the raspberry ripple so you can see how that works. But any flavour, you know, in the kitchen there, I've got coconut and lime. I'm going to give that a go. I bet that's really fresh. Got the coconut lime flavour in. The coconut lime flavour has been swapped in your taster bundle. We do 8 tasters now, and we ran out of key lime, so I've swapped it for coconut lime. So 150 grams of the flavoured icing sugar, but you can use any. But we're using raspberry ripple. You can use any colour you want. It smells gorgeous, this, as soon as you open the bag. So we're just going to drop this in. Drop the mixer. And then we're just going to start it on slow. And then we're going to go on full speed. So straight to full speed, yeah? Straight to full speed. Where's that coming in? So are we on this camera still down here? Yep. Okay, so you can see how it's thickening up. So straight to full speed. I think you might struggle with a hand mixer. I think you are going to need a full food mixer, unless you've got muscles, really good muscles. And straight to full speed. So those of you who've only got a hand mixer, you may struggle. So I'm just going to tap it off a minute.
So just to recap for anyone who's missed what we're doing, we are making an ice cream at the moment. We're doing a couple of different flavours, but the flavour is just personal choice. So we're using raspberry ripple.
Oh, sorry, Mary.
And then Carol's also going to do a chocolate milkshake flavour too.
Yeah. So this is a no churn ice cream as well. It's so easy. You don't have to be putting this in the freezer and then having to keep going stirring it. So what we're going to do now, just make sure it's all incorporated so you can see it there. So what we've used there is 600 mils of double cream, 200 grams of condensed milk, and we're just going to put a dash of red in. So we're going to keep it with the same colour. And all I'm going to do now is just going to give that a quick stir to give it that raspberry ripple look. There we go. Get it all turned off, and I tell you, who eats the, you know when you've been making cupcakes, so we're back over here, Laura?
Yeah.
So you know when you've been making cupcakes in your cakes, John thinks this is disgusting, but we like it, don't we? Who licks the ball, okay? You know, your grandparents did it too. You know when you was there baking with Granny and all that, and you used to all be sat round and they're like, who got the spoon, who got the bowl, who got the last scrape spoon? You know, I'm one of 4 children, so my grandma had to sort of share it somehow so that we all got some. And then I've done it for my kids, and my kids love it. John hates it, he thinks it's shocking. So anyhow, but let me tell you, you're going to be doing the same with this ice cream. But personally, I don't think you're going to share it with anyone. So we are, let's move that over there. So Laura, we're on this camera.
Yeah.
So there we go. So all I've done is I've just put the colour in so that you get that nice raspberry ripple. It doesn't have to be easy. It doesn't have to be easy. If you wanted to make it totally pink, just mix the whole lot in. And that is your ice cream. It is so gorgeous. This has to now go into an airtight container. Okay, and it's going to go in for 8 hours. So we're just going to put this in for 8 hours. How easy was that? So tell me, who's going to go running to the shop now and buy double cream? I bet you all are. So it's so hot this weather, and you know what? Everybody's going to think you're amazing. You know what? You made your own fresh ice cream. Tomorrow, you are all going to be going crazy. This, I have to tell you, this is delicious. So, anybody going to put their hands up and say they're going to make it?
Yeah, lots of flavour suggestions coming through
Absolutely.
as well.
Could you imagine gin and tonic ice cream, Prosecco, unicorn flavour. The kids are going to go wild. Unicorn flavoured ice cream. Oh my God. So llamas, mermaid flavour. Peach Bellini. I tell you, I will be surprised if our feed is not going crazy. So all of you, run out to the shops, get it quick, because I'm sure there's going to be a news flash tonight that cream is sold out. So, so what we're going to do is going to put it in the bowl, tap it down. Look how lovely, light and fluffy that is. And then we're going to put that in the freezer. Yeah, got it, Maria? Sorry. Maria's got a film. Yep, so we've got it. So that's going in an airtight container. I'm going to find space in my full freezer, which I don't know where. I think for now I'll just put this in the fridge, that's full. Do you want to put it in the fridge for now? We're going to use the other ice cream afterwards, so we'll put that in the fridge for now because we've already got some we pre-made earlier. So I'm going to get this one out of the way. I'm going to show you the chocolate one. It's exactly the same method, but just in case anyone missed it, we'll do exactly the same. And then I'm going to also give you a top tip about cleaning these bad boys. How many of you put utensils in the dishwasher? It tells you not to, and then they go black. Do you want to just pass me one out of there, Laura? So when we finish this live, I'm actually going to clean mine and we're going to get Maria to do a little video. So have you ever seen it where your utensils, where they've gone in the dishwasher and they've gone black? I don't want to touch it, but then you touch it and you get a charcoal thing. Well, I'm going to show you how to clean these. So afterwards, I'm going to clean them and I'm going to get Maria to do a little video and we'll post that later on in the week because that is something you should all know how to stop that. So we'll pop that over there. And basically, I didn't know how to clean it, but my son said, Mum, you really must stop putting your tools in the dishwasher. So, anyhow, it's not me who puts them in the dishwasher now. So the last person who's the culprit is our Laura, or the lady who comes and does some cleaning for me a couple of hours a week, but she's denying all knowledge. So I've got to blame Laura. Right, so I'm going to do exactly the same for the chocolate one now. I'm going to do the chocolate one as well, just so that Maria can do a little video for it. And then for anybody who's missed it. So again, so easy. Who would have thought ice cream was so easy to make? So what we're going to do now is, we're going to put the double cream in. Put the double cream in. And then Maria and Laura can put that one back in the fridge, so we use that one later. We're going to put the double cream in. We're going to put the rest of the condensed milk. So 1 can of condensed milk will do 2 lots, okay? So 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. I'm just using Morrison's own, okay? I was at Morrison's yesterday, so popped in there. I know I did a lot yesterday. Eh? I've got children that are have not been very well. I've got a daughter who's in the hospital, a child who's just come out of the hospital. I'm thinking about how to make cakes, buying ingredients. It was a bit of a mad one, wasn't it? So I actually don't know why I'm fat really. I should be very, very thin and slim with the amount of running around I do. Oops, that didn't sound good, did it? Just making sure we get every bit out because this is 397 grams and the recipe is 200 grams. So I just poured half in the last one, so I just want to make sure. I'm sure a couple of grams short won't really matter. So very easy. So you need your sweetened condensed milk, you need your double cream, then we need flavoured icing sugar, 150 mils. We're going to use chocolate milkshake. We want 150 grams of the chocolate milkshake. So Maria's on this big stick now. We don't know whether it's the best thing or not, because when she had it in her hand, she was very up close and personal to whoever was in the kitchen. So she's now got this big stick to use. Laura, can you pass me a spoon, please? She's now got this big stick. Is it better, Maria? Do you prefer it or not? Yes. But now you just see it like this. doing all these funny actions. So I've just put a little bit too much in there. We're going to pop this into the mixer as well. Yeah. Drop down the mixer. So obviously start it slow, pulsate your mixer first. So we don't want the sugar going all over the place. So let's pulse, let's get it in. Right, as soon as we've got it all in, push it to the side a moment. Right, and full speed. There we go, full speed. So, don't need to add any colour to that because it's chocolate milkshake. So could you imagine you could make the mint chocolate flavour, the Jaffa twist flavour. You know, it's absolutely gorgeous. And make sure you give that a go. Yeah? So how many have you got doing it, Laura? We've got loads of people doing it. In this hot weather, can you imagine saying to your family and friends, oh look at this, I made some flavoured icing sugar. Don't forget, whatever I show you, always say Carol McFarland or Laura showed you how to make it. It's always nice to give us a credit, you know, so we put these things together. It's always nice, where did you learn that? Carol showed us. So there, that mixed very quickly together. Let's get that off. So you don't need no colouring. So, and our flavoured icing sugars are suitable for vegetarians, vegans, halal diet. So you can have this quite happily. Oh, sorry, you can't have this.
Cream.
Why can't you have it? Cream. Sorry. No, you can't have this. It's got cream in it. I was thinking of just the icing sugar. Forget that. So, sorry, you do have to remember it's only our icing sugars that are suitable for all those diets. If you mix it with anything else, so no, sorry you guys. But if you are on a vegetarian diet, then you could use the alternative. You could use yogurt, could it? No, no, soya. Soya yogurt, is it? Do you know what? I'll have a look and see what we can do. So there you go, a lovely, light, delicious ice cream. This is gorgeous. So there you go, all nice, light and fluffy. Look at that. Just so lovely. So did you hear Basil then? It's funny, isn't it? I've got 6 dogs and I know exactly which one's barking. So let's get that in there. We're just going to put this in the fridge. Doesn't really matter that it's going in the fridge for the moment because it actually didn't go in the freezer, but because of no room in the freezer until I get the other stuff out, this was just going to have to sit in the fridge until I can take it into my other kitchen and put it in the freezer in there. So my freezer's full.
Salted caramel.
Oh, salted caramel. See, now you see salted caramel. I remember when I started Sugar and Crumbs and you guys who first came to the cake shows, I used to say to you, be selfish, don't share this salted caramel with anyone because it's so good. This is something you kick your husband out for. You get the movie on at night time, you make yourself some salted caramel fudge and you sit there and you scoff it all to yourself. Well, now you can make salted caramel ice cream with that all to yourself. So this is lovely. So we're just going to pat that down and then we're going to put that in the fridge and in the freezer. Ours is going in the fridge for now because I've no room. I've got to take it next door for the other freezer. But it goes in the freezer for 8 hours. Yeah. There we go. Sorry, Marie, did you get that? Did you get a snap on that? Right. So somebody must have arrived on our drive because my doggies are going a bit crazy. Let me pop that in the freezer, Maria. Can you do that? Sorry, fridge. It's because I know it's to go in the freezer. We can't put it there yet. So do you want to get the cookie dough out?
Linda James is saying that she's done a bubblegum ice cream. That's a really good one.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. So let's get back on with cutting these. Let me just get rid of all this. Let's clean up. We've got our cookie dough back out the freezer, out the fridge. That's been in there 30 minutes. Good rubbish. My hands. So don't be running off to the shop until I finish. Just in case any of you thinking you're going to get some before anybody else does.
So for anyone who's missed the recipe, it will be pinned to the page and you can also find it on the Sugar and Crumbs Mixing It Up website as well.
So this has now been in the fridge 30 minutes. So I'm just going to need my baking mat, Laura. I need those 2 baking sheets and any of those 2 new baking mats. You know what, let's use those. Yeah. And then I need the metal baking sheets as well, please. Thank you. So we're just going to roll this out. So can you see the red colour in it? It's got flour in it at the moment, but that'll all come out afterwards. So, are we down here?
Yep, perfect.
So, just going to roll it out. So a nice thin biscuit. So remember what I said before, if you cook it for less, you'll have a softer cookie. And if you cook it for longer, you'll have a more crunchy one. So it's really down your own personal taste. So I think that will do. I'm going to cut these out. Can I have one of those baking trays, please? And could I have a pink spatula? So we're just going to cut these out. Thank you. So we'll get these on the tray. We'll stick these on here. So it doesn't matter, you can use these for these, they don't just have to be for macarons. So we'll get our biscuit out, and as it happens, that one just fits perfectly in there. How good's that? So the little set of cutters that I'm using today comes in a set. You can see them, they come in a set. You can have a crimply side if you want to. I don't think they're very much money, I think they're either $2.99 or $3.99. I'm not sure if I put them on the wish list or not. Did we put them on? We did. Yeah. Maria and I work together, so I tell her all the things that we need. She gets them all on, or I put them on. And then anything we forget between us, we just put on afterwards. So here we are. So let's move this again. And then these do have to go back in the fridge again for 15 minutes. Once you cut them, so they've been in the fridge now for 30 minutes. So you can see it's a really nice dough. And you can see it's got that nice red colour. Now the next bit I've not done before, so that's going to be an experience. And I can feel my nerves are getting more nervous as we go near it. So anybody who's used to watching me live is going to burst out laughing now, because this is going to be a typical Cara McFarland wing it one. Hey, are we over here? Yeah. So this is going to be a typical Cara McFarland wing it one. So she didn't actually explain how we put the ice cream between the biscuits. And so I've come up with an idea. She just says mush the ice cream together, and that doesn't sound too good to me. So I'm going to come up with a little idea that's been going through my mind while I've been here live today. Let's get these all on. You'll notice that I haven't really cut these to an exact depth, but that's because of speed. Some are thicker than others, but that's because we're live and I just want to get them done and back in the fridge. But you know, for those of you who want a thicker one or a thinner one, then you can decide. So I'm just going to make one more, I'm not going to bother with the rest of the dough. You know, when I was a kid, I don't know any of you like this, but my mum couldn't afford a rolling pin. So, did any of you ever have sterilised milk? Because I love sterilised milk until I met John, and John has pushed me on to fresh milk. But I was brought up on sterilised milk, and my mum couldn't afford a rolling pin. And I remember we used to have to get the sterilised milk bottle. Does any of you remember sterilised milk? Is anyone saying anything yet?
Yeah.
Got to wait for the 30-second delay. So I'm just going to put that in some... So basically we used to wash the sterilised milk bottle with the milk still in it because it had a proper thing on the top, and then we put flour all over that and then roll out our pastry. You know, I sit back and think what life was like when I was a young girl, and you know, all the shortcuts that we used to live, you know, then didn't have all the fancy gadgets. So does anybody remember?
No comments yet, but
Yeah.
there's quite a few tips about your ice cream.
Yeah.
So, tip it out the tub, roll it out, and you could actually use a cutter.
I know, that's what I was going to do.
Right, there you go.
That's what I was going to do.
There you go.
But I'm thinking, I'm great. Do you know what? I didn't know. She doesn't say what to do, and in a recipe, and I'm here thinking, what am I going to do? So I've got two options. One was I was going to tip one out and see if we could roll it, but I'm dying inside thinking that you lot are going to be laughing your head off. Or the other one I was going to do is put some cling film inside one of these, put the ice cream in, and then push it through the other side, cling it over, and put it back in the freezer for a few minutes to set. So she does say to fork the biscuits as well, you know, to put holes in them, but I haven't done that. I don't want to do that. I don't think you need to. So let's
And
get
we've
those.
got lots of people saying yes about the sterilised milk bottle.
You know, I'm glad you remember that, because you know what, kids today, they don't know, do they? They just don't know. You know, I remember having a steriliser for my children, and my mum said, what's that? Used to boil it in the pan, and all the things, and we've all survived. You know, we've all grown into big, strong people, and today they've got that many things that you can't do, you can do, that I'm actually seriously worried. Now, what, I don't know, I shouldn't really say this, but when I was younger, you never heard of all these ailments that we all had, and I think it's because we've gone all nuts about being safe about everything, and now we've made everybody immune to everything. So anyhow, that's another subject for another day. Right, okay, so I need the cloth, Maria, please. Yeah, but sterilised milk was good. One day I might tell you how we used to decorate as well. I used to have to decorate with my mum. My mum was one parent family, she brought 4 girls up on her own. And decorating, we used to make the paste in the mop bucket, empty the mop bucket, make the paste, get the roll of wallpaper, and then we didn't have scissors, cut it on the side of there, you know. Then we slap the paste on with our hands, get it up on the wall. Yeah, they are. So, them were the days. Now we don't think of doing it ourselves, we have to get the decorator in, don't we? Right, okay. So this is the moment, the ice cream moment. I'm scared.
Vicky Bell's just said as well, roll it between cling film,
Yes,
then
that's
peel the
right.
top off, then cut with a cutter. So yes, lots of people suggesting the same method.
Did you not all know how to do ice cream? Am I wasting my time here today? I don't need the biscuits yet. Am I wasting my time here? Did you not all know how to do it? Right, okay. So we're going to put the ice cream on here, did she say? Because I've been thinking this through while I've been talking to you.
Yeah.
And Rob Allen gave me some rolls of cling film to go in this fancy container, and I haven't mastered it. So Rob, I'm so sorry, but this is your cling film out of the container. It was driving me nuts. So what did they say, Laura? So my thoughts was to put it on here,
Yep.
drop the ice cream on it, roll it out, put another cover over the top,
Yep.
roll it out, then cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Because I was thinking, I know when I thought before while I was here thinking, right, God, if I just tip out on the top, how am I going to get it off? But anyhow, so we're going to go like that, put the cling film on, da 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 da, this is how it goes. And you know what, the good thing about doing it live is we've all got to do it once the first time, isn't it? So you know what, if we muck it up, at least you know how we mucked it up, so when you go and do it first time, you know you how to be doing it right. Let's get the ice cream out. So what flavour should we have, everybody? Should we have chocolate, raspberry apple or vanilla? I think with the chocolate cherry we should have vanilla, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Vanilla? Yeah. Let's do that one. Is that what you've got your eye on, Laura? Are you looking forward to having one of
Do
these?
you know what? Ice cream's ice cream. They all taste amazing, so I'm not bothered.
I actually don't know why we're mucking about with the tub. You know what, forget the biscuits, slop this in the bowl, stick a cookie on top, some sprinkles, hey presto. Right, so we need a big spoon, Laura. I've got some big ones in there. Are you enjoying today? So we're just going to put the ice cream. Oh, look at that. Oh God, it's so good, I can't believe it. I'm going to do that. Right, do you think I should do a bit at a time now for those experts now? Suddenly we've got a whole people load of experts on ice cream now. I think we should just do that bit. I think maybe we should. Or do you think we should do it? No, I think we should get a bit more out. Oh God, it's so good. Right, let's put that out. Squash it down. Right, so what's the advice, Laura? Because I'm now...
To roll it out,
Yeah.
and then take the top layer of cling film off,
Yeah,
and then cut it out with your cutter.
yeah. And do we just slap it straight? We need to put it on our biscuit then.
And then, yeah.
What she says is, when she doesn't tell us how to deal with the ice cream bit, so what she says then is put it between your biscuit, cling film it back up again and put it back in the freezer. So, let's do that. So, let's get some of those biscuits, Laura. Sorry, Maria. So we'll get some of these. Here's our biscuits on the side all ready. Let's get them all stacked up ready. Oh, look at them. They're good. For those who can't see, here's our biscuits. You can eat that one, Laura.
Oh.
That was, so we've got our biscuits.
Maria.
You're going to share it with Maria?
Yeah.
She wouldn't share with you. That's what you're doing. So, we're going to get this one out. I'm going to get my biscuit. I'm going to put it on there. Oh, come on out, baby. Come on out. Right. We're going to put that there. There. So, there's
amazing.
one, if you got it live. But what she's told me to do, what she said in her recipe to do is, so we've got that now. Let's get it quickly. This freaking kitchen's boiling as well, so we've got to act fast. So we're going to wrap that up quickly.
Does that have to go back in the freezer?
It's got to go back in the freezer. So we're going to go pop that back in the freezer very quickly. She's got her eyes on it, Laura. Laura, it goes in the freezer.
Freezer.
Let's get another one. Who's going to have a go? To be fair, I don't know why we're bothering. Let's just lick it off here. Eh? So here's another one. So we're on here. Which camera are we on?
Yep,
on here.
Yep.
Biscuit on. Sorry, because the ice cream's in the way, I'm just going to have to... So who's going to have a go at this
There's
recipe?
loads of people saying, "Oh my God, these look amazing."
They look amazing. What we're going to do is, in a minute, when they come out of the freezer, all three of us are going to stand there and have a bite of one. We're going to make three. Right, I'm only making three because I can't cope. Right, so it's frigging hot here, so I'm going to scrape the rest of it in there. So while they're in the freezer, I'm not going to make any more. I'm just going to make three for us three. Are you excited, girls?
Yes.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Can you see it?
Yeah.
They're ours. Lunch today. So I'm not going to make any more than those three because it's boiling in the kitchen. So I want to get these in the freezer. And while they're in the freezer, I'm going to talk to you about what we've been making. I'm going to put the other cookies in the biscuit, in the oven, because they've been in the, so that can go in the freezer, Laura. So what you can do then, Laura, is the other cookie mix. So I'm going to put this away, yeah? You're all jealous? Who's going to the shop? Oh, sugar, let's get it in. So let's just put the ice cream back in here for the moment. Let's have a clean up. So normally you would use all the ice cream. So thanks for that tip about the cling film. It was something I was going to do myself, but I also thought if that didn't work, this is what I was going to do, but it's probably a bit more messy. Okay, I was actually going to have that there, put the cling film over, there, push it in, drop the ice cream in, take it out, put that in the freezer, let that go hard, And when that gone hard, pulled it out, unwrap it and stick the 2 biscuits on. That's what I was thinking of doing, but we've done it this way now, so that's fine. Right, let's have a little clean up, girls. Oh, they're in the freezer. Can somebody put this one back in the freezer?
Shelley Walkington has just joined us and said, before you eat them, roll them in sprinkles or funfetti or crush whatever you can onto the rolled edge.
I know, Shelley, but I'm on a diet. I did mention sprinkles before, but I've not brought any in because we're about to launch our sprinkle range. When I get 5 minutes, the sprinkles are made, they are ready, they are in the warehouse. I've just not had a chance to name them. Right, Laura, freezer. Right, let's clean up, let's recap. Shut up, Shelley. She's texting me, you know, just before, she's messaging me, just before we go live. Carol, have you got my cooling rack? Freaking forget the cooling rack, Shelley. We're going live in a few minutes. You know, the one thing I do like about you customers, we've got a really good relationship with you all. I feel as though I can have a laugh with you, and if you're new, you'll get to know my sense of humour. And, you know, there's only us for the company. You know, there's Laura, myself, Maria. My daughter Laura helps out now and again. There's John, my husband. There's the 3 warehouse lads. And we've got, we've just taken on some lads this week to help us in production. So, you know, we're very family orientated. So you do get to know us and our personalities and sense of humour. And if you don't like our sense of humour, there's not really much more I can do about that. It's what we are. So let me just put this in the sink.
Got loads of suggestions about flavours, and someone's also put about popping chocolate chips into the ice cream mix.
Right. Yeah. So let's recap what we've been doing then. So we've made some flavoured ice cream, which is so easy, and I would like to see it on the group and on our page. Get out there, buy that double cream, buy your condensed milk, just any branded one. Use any flavour that you've got, so you don't have to buy a chocolate milkshake if you haven't got that in. Use any of the other flavours that you've got in. Good suggestions there. In the ice cream, you could add chocolate chips. I actually bought mini marshmallows yesterday, and I was thinking about putting those in because they would be really nice. You know, the little mini pink and white marshmallows. Put those in, add a bit of colour in for the raspberry ripple, you could add a bit of colour in for the other ones, but could you imagine gin and tonic, Prosecco, and remember our alcoholic flavoured ice creams are non-alcohol, so you guys who don't drink alcohol, and I don't drink alcohol because I'm allergic to it, but anybody who doesn't drink alcohol, you can have our flavoured icing sugars. They're completely safe for you to have. There's no alcohol in them. It's a taste, but they actually taste like it. You know, sometimes I've bought things from supermarkets, it says gin and tonic flavour, and doesn't like taste like gin and tonic, but ours really does, and the Prosecco's delicious. The children's flavours, can you imagine tonight when you come home, the kids come home and you go, I've made you llama flavoured ice cream or unicorn. Your daughter's just going to be doing cartwheels, isn't she? Cartwheels around the kitchen. I've got unicorn flavoured ice cream. Add some sprinkles to it. You know, it'll look nice with those chocolate sprinkles, you know, the little strands, anything. Just get your imagination going. Please do give us a credit if you've learned how to do it today and you put it on the page. You know, just let everybody know that I showed you via our Facebook Live, because we want people to join the live. And let's just go through the recipe again for the ice cream. It's so easy to make. So I can actually tell you anyhow. It's 600 mils of double cream or 600 mils of whipping cream, 200 mils, 200 grams of condensed milk. It says grams on the tin, you know, it doesn't really matter whether it's grams or mils. 150 grams of any flavoured icing sugar of your choice. Put it in a stand mixer. I think you'll struggle with a hand, you know, by hand. So put it in a stand mixer. Just give it a little mix to incorporate so that icing sugar doesn't fly everywhere, and then put it on full blast till it's nice and thick. It goes in the container for 8 hours, and it's still soft and creamy. It's a no churn, so you don't have to be turning it over, and it is amazing. And wait till this Sunday. This weather's coming through all this week. You know, you've got your family coming around on Sunday, and they say to you, you don't need to say cart door anymore, Ben and Jerry's. You know what? It's yours. Via Sugar and Crumbs. So that's what you do there. That's your own homemade ice cream. So are we ready, girls? Come on, Laura. You know, you're dying to.
The biscuits are lovely.
Pardon?
The biscuits are lovely on their own.
Yeah, the biscuits are lovely on their own. They've got a nice snap as well. So those are the biscuits. So the biscuits, again, They were really very easy. Flour, cocoa powder, we've used chocolate cherry, and the reason that I remember now why we want to put the vanilla with it, because there's chocolate cherry in here with the vanilla, it will taste delicious. So these you can make them softer. Are we on this camera?
Yeah.
So these you can make them softer by cooking them less or firmer. Okay, they've got a nice snap on them. Let's taste one.
I love them.
Oh nice. I say that as though I'm surprised. Why am I surprised? Isn't it good? They're gorgeous, aren't they? So, as you can see, I eat anything and I keep growing. Maria eats everything and is getting thinner, and Laura just stays happy in the middle. So, let's get those things out the freezer.
Quite happy, as long as I can eat.
Don't forget the fractal colours if you're looking for colours that are suitable for a vegetarian, vegan diet. Anything else you want to know? Are we ready? Anything that anybody wants to know? Bring your phone round so you can have a quick look.
Just people saying if they've missed sessions, can they watch it again?
Right, yes, that's a good point. So anything you've missed today, it will be pinned to the top of the page. So as soon as we finish, Maria will run out to her office there. She'll pin it to the top of the page. Don't forget there's things in the wish list. I'll put the gripper on, okay? And then it will go on YouTube. So Maria will download it. Now when we download to YouTube, sometimes it can take an hour, sometimes it can take 12. We never really know why it can take so long. So let's get these bad boys, have a look at these. So I've no plate to put them on, but these would be nice if you got your chocolate sprinkles and rolled them in sprinkles. Yeah? Are we on here?
Yeah.
So if we rolled them in sprinkles, you could already have chocolate chips in them, or you can just have them plain like we're going to have them, because we're helping a little bit towards our diet. So there we go. Maria, you're going to take a quick picture, but we'll make some more afterwards because we've got cookies.
Good.
Yeah. So there we go. Right, Laura, get round here. Laura,
I can't be seen
on
on
here.
camera.
Get round here, Laura. So we're going to say our goodbyes. Don't forget to put your thumbs up, your love hearts if you like this session. So that is Maria, if any of you haven't spotted her already. This is our girl Laura. So any of you ring the office, there's two Lauras. There's Laura who looks after the office. She's our office manager. In fact, you know what? She's got that many titles she doesn't know because she has to do everything. So she's office manager, warehouse manager, whatever you want to call her. You know it's Laura. Laura on the camera. She helps us all there. And here you go, girls. Grab one. Are you jealous? So hot. Are you jealous? Right, we're going to taste it. See how good it is. We've already tasted the ice cream, haven't we? Mmm.
Oh, the ice cream's so good.
Oh, sorry. It's so good.
Indeed.
But the one thing I would say is, Martha says go for a crunchier biscuit. I think I might have gone for a softer biscuit so we could bite into it.
Mm.
But they are so good. You know when you get ice cream, you go, oh, that's so good. Like it. Right. So you get behind camera, Laura.
Bye.
So I want to see these on our page this week. I want to see all of you making them. Give us a thumbs up, give us a like, give us a love heart. Let us know that you're really happy. And I'd like to really see the ice cream. Let's enjoy the summer this year with sugar and crumbs flavoured ice cream. Super. We're here on Monday. On Monday night, I've got a lovely lady coming over. I think I'm saying her name properly, Vida. I'm sure that's how you say her name. I'm hoping she's watching this morning, and she's going to show you how to make edible flowers with wafer paper. Now, we've never had that on before. We now sell wafer paper on our website, and I'll put that into the wish list as well. So we've got edible paper, and we've also got the printing paper for you know, your printing on. I'll put that in the wish list as well. Sorry, I've got to have another look. Can't let it melt.
Are you going to show them the whisk cleaning today or on a separate video?
I'm going to show them what?
The whisk cleaning.
No, yeah. Sorry. 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 I'll tell you about it because it's too long for you to watch. But as soon as we've cleaned up the kitchen, I'm going to make it. So let me just tell you about it, what you need to do. So I'll tell you about what to do. So any of you on this camera, Laura? Sorry, I've just got to get my ice cream again. I don't want to ruin it. I've got to eat it. So can you see how dirty that is? That's when you've put it in the dishwasher. Now that I've finished baking everything, I can touch it. So when you touch it, see that? And that's because you've put this into the dishwasher, and is it carbonised, do they call it? What do they call it? I don't know, but whatever it's done. So obviously you can't use that, and that drives me insane. So I've had a look on how to clean that. So we're back on this camera, Laura. Where's that cloth? We've got a dishcloth. Let me just wash my hands a moment. So just wash my hands a moment. So anybody who wants to clean them, simple. Big bowl of boiling water. Which camera are we on?
Oh, sorry.
So big bowl of boiling water. So you need a big pan. Big pan. I'm going to put all these in. We're going to fill that up halfway with boiling water from the kettle, okay? And then we're going to add in half a bottle of vinegar, white vinegar. I did try it with brown vinegar last time I did them, and it does work, but not as well. So you need half a bottle of the white vinegar, pour that in, and I'm going to do that afterwards, and you've got to leave them to boil for 20 minutes. Now, we all have an old toothbrush, okay? So after 20 minutes, do not put your hand in the water. After 20 minutes, get a fork. So you've got a fork there, Maria. So after 20 minutes, get a fork, rinse, take it over to your tap, rinse it under cold water. When it's safe to hold, get yourself an old toothbrush, give it a really good scrub, rinse it under the cold water, and then come back and put it back in here and do it again for another 20 minutes until it gets all clean. So I'm back with you guys. So what we're going to do is, there's too much heat in this kitchen, it's a warm day today. It's a warm day today. I've got the oven still on because I'm going to put those cookies in the oven in a minute. And the thought of me having boiling steaming water in the kitchen will just take us all under. So I'm going to do that shortly. I'm going to get Maria to do a little video, and hopefully she'll have that up on the page Monday. Yeah, because you're not here tomorrow, are you? Are you here tomorrow? Are you? Oh, we might be lucky, you might get it tomorrow. So Maria has to fit in. All these girls are so good who work for us. They don't know if they're in work at 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning, or whether they work till late. Basically, they work when I am. So if we're on an early dart, they come in. So I was picking Maria up at 6:15 on Monday. Laura comes in at 7, and we work. What time did we work till Monday? Oh, till 11 o'clock, didn't we? Right the way through Facebook Live. We did the whole lot, didn't we? Or was that Tuesday? When did we do an early one? Or was it yesterday? Can't remember. Anyhow, but no, I didn't. Picked you up. I took you to McDonald's in the morning. It's Monday. Anyhow, Maria's forgot. So, but they work all hours. They're very flexible, which is great. So they work in with the company, and as I say, we do all sorts of jobs. So to make up their extra hours, they leave early on a Friday, early dart day. So they like Fridays. So anyhow, so I'll get that video made for you this afternoon. Maria says she's here in the morning. She'll make it up, and hopefully we'll have it on the page by tomorrow afternoon for you as well. So I'm going to go back to eating my ice cream because these two have scoffed theirs, and yet you'll hear that you've heard no words out of Laura's mouth. Because how much have you got left, Laura? Go and put it in front of the camera. Which camera are you in? She says, it's so good. I'm going to eat mine. Enjoy the rest of your day. Go and get that cream. Go and get your condensed milk, and let me see what flavoured icing sugar you've come up with and what ideas. And don't forget, this you can put it on top of your pavlovas, you can put it in your meringues. God, just run away with it all. So thank you for joining us. I'll see you on Monday when we're making edible paper flowers. See you then, 8 o'clock live. Bye.